So in 2019, Mary Holman George, who was she passed away, and it was her estate that these windows belonged to. And so the estate reached out to us, trying to find out the history of the windows, understand, and then find out, how they came to be in their possession. And then they eventually donated them back to the sisters, with the understanding that we would reuse them in other facilities. And so we identified then 5 windows that we were going to use for the St. Joseph Chapel in the New Crown Point Hospital, because they've been stored for over 30 years in this warehouse. They were really in bad shape. They were like the leading was breaking apart, the glass was broken, they were dirty, and so we took them out. Some of them were coming out in pieces from the boxes, and so we gave them to Daprato Rigali to do this amazing job of restoring them.
Initially, they won't know what happened when the windows were first built and put into a church, but then they were in storage, and they are gorgeous windows done by some of the finest stained glass people in the world, probably from Germany, most likely Austria. And to have those reused in 2023, that might have been something built in the 18 or early 1900s, is one of our favorite things to do. I mean, one of our favorite things as a company is restoration of old things and making them work with the new and still blending in with the architectural designs. We invited the sisters to bring anybody in that they wanted to see their work going on. And Dr. Dan McCormick came, and I'll bet we had 10 people come through, and we were able to show them the process of taking windows apart, restoring them, how they're then rebuilt and made to fit certain dimensions, like for this specific place. They were able to see their windows on the table, and then here they can now see them in the finished product. And we were so excited to have people come in, because nowadays you really get to see something made, taken apart and rebuilt, and then reused.
So when we took the tour of the Rigali Studios with Sister Petra and senior team here at the hospital, it was a pretty remarkable journey. It was fascinating to see how they restored these windows from the condition that they were in.
Stained glass windows basically live forever. It's an expression of faith and trust. It's an expression of our heritage. And especially at this time, with the sisters able to recapture and to repurpose those stained glass windows into the new chapel, helps us to again look at our heritage and history.
So it was very exciting to have their input, and they told us how they wanted them laid out, and each window. And St. Clair, they chose to be on her own. She's back there, and then we have the next 4 windows. They'll be done, installed by tomorrow.
Working with Rigali was a great experience, and to take something that was in a barn that nobody even knew existed and incorporating that into our new project is something that we'll all be proud of for many decades to come.
As you can see, the installation of these windows has absolutely transformed this space into a new construction facility, to a place of respite for many of those that are within the walls of the hospital. And I could not be more pleased with the result that we see from the Rigali Studios, the sisters, and the great reflection of our Catholic traditions.
The light that streams through them brings a sense of peace and comfort. It gives you an idea of you belong to something bigger, some faith experience that helps and fills you with joy and peace as you go through difficult times.
We've built a lot of chapels, but this one is special in that it brings back the past and into a modern future that we all can be proud of forever.
So having a chapel in the hospital, I mean, it's beautiful for so many reasons. First of all, it's for us as a Catholic health system, it's where we have the Eucharist, so where Christ is present physically in the building. But it's also a place where our patients or their family members or our staff can go to take that moment for prayer and to receive that spiritual support and comfort. And it's important that our chapels are also beautifully built, because when you go in the space, it should be a space that is warm, that's welcoming, inviting, and that helps remind you that God's with you in whatever you're dealing with, whatever you're struggling with.